Hey, how's it going? And welcome to Whisky Wins with me, Stuart. Today we've got Little Brown Dog's Tormore 2009. It's 12-year-old, 60.5% ABV, only 50cl, £64 a bottle, so we need to keep that in mind, being 50cl. And it's been matured, finished in a Tokaji Cask, which I believe is the right way to say it. I just remember it as Tokaji, so hopefully that's the right way to say it anyway. Non-chill filter, no added colouring. Like I said, 50cl, they've started releasing these 70cl bottles. This is a rum. I've got the Wee Mongrel batch 2 and I've had the Wee Mongrel batch 1, and they're both 50cls as well. I will disclose that I have added a lot of water to this. It's 60.5% and I've drowned it. Well, I've not drowned it out that it's going to ruin the whiskey, but I've put the optimum amount for myself. I've had it over several nights. I've kind of struggled with it, getting it to a level where I think's acceptable and drinkable. So it's at that level now. I've added some water. So we'll get right down to the nose. We'll go to the palate, the finish, and then we'll see if it's a Whisky Win or a Whisky Bin. So straight away, there's this pickled onion flavour, which I've heard people say in other whiskies, not necessarily this whiskey. People say Monster Munch. And I can relate to that on this. It's very, very vinegary, and I'm sure that's what they put pickled onions in. I've never pickled anything before. That sounds weird. Yeah, I've never pickled any veg before. I might have pickled something else before, but I've never pickled veg. So yeah, I think it's vinegar, and it is very vinegary. Like I said, I've had this over several nights, writing notes, so after a while the vinegary element does subside and it makes way for a more fruity experience, and that comes in the form of bramble jam, to be quite specific. There's a little bit of caramelised sugar there, something minty, and pencil shavings. So out with the kind of, I think I've had pickled onion or Monster Munch or something similar to that before and I've enjoyed it. Initially this is a little bit much for me, but like I said, once that subsides and you get these, I've just spilled it on the table, once that subsides and you get the fruit coming through, it does open up and make it a little bit more of a pleasurable experience. So the nose, the palate, it's definitely oily. It coats the mouth, which is lovely. It is a nice mouthfeel. But even with a lot of water, this is a lot of alcohol. I don't know if it's maybe the Tokaji Cask or something, but it feels a little imbalanced with the alcohol. It might just be the bottling strength. It just feels very high, and like I said, I've added a lot of water to this, and it's still pretty much kicking the back of my throat, and tickling the back of my throat. I could add more water, but I think I've added more water in previous tastings at night, and it's been too far gone. So I think I'm at the right level. There's a little bit of what was that? There's crushed almonds and some poached pears, and I think I've got poached pears or poached or stewed fruits in Tormore before, specifically the Thompson Bros. I think I might have got poached pears or something like that. So yeah, I think that might have something to do with the Tormore character, hopefully. Or I'm just talking absolute garbage. Talking garbage, that's so American. Talking rubbish. So yeah, there's I've lost my train of thought. There's poached pears. There's maybe something like lychee, like a real white kind of fleshy fruit that's quite nice but quite subtle. Even though the ABV is so hefty on this, and I am struggling to get past it, to get over it. We'll see what else. So, I think I said, I might have said or I might not have said, but I'm pretty sure Tokaji is a dessert wine. I have never tried it on its own. It's maybe something I should try for scientific research. But swishing it around there, you're getting this golden syrup or syrup sponge pudding. And the ones I want to say specifically, I tend to stray away from this word, but cheap. It reminds me when I was younger and my mum used to buy these kind of cheaper syrup puddings that were individually wrapped in a plastic container. You would, I believe, pierce the film and fire it in the microwave, and you would then upside down it, tap it on the plate, and you've got this sponge pudding full of sugar, full of additives, full of sweeteners, all that good stuff. And I feel like I'm getting that, which is a very specific thing, but just swishing it around, that there's something like that there for sure. We'll get down to the finish now. It's sweet. Like I said, once the vinegar goes, it's definitely sweet. But the alcoholic presence, for some reason, on this is just very overpowering. It's long, it's drying, and the texture or the feel that I'm getting in my mouth always reminds me, and I know Tokaji is a wine, but it always reminds me of like whenever I've drunk wine. I've probably said it once, I've probably said it twice, I've probably said it 100 times, I'm not the biggest fan of wine. And it's this kind of drying, bitter effect that I don't really agree with or get on with. I will become an adult at some point and start drinking wine, but now is not the time. So yeah, there's a little bit of this drying texture that I'm not enjoying too much in the finish. There's perhaps some more almonds. I think I had almonds in the palate or the finish, or the nose. So the almonds are there again in the finish, and maybe something a little chalky or a little kind of mineral-like in the finish. So not too bad a whiskey with what I'm experiencing flavour-wise, but the overall experience, I'm not too sure. I don't think it quite hits the mark with me. So we'll get down to the actual review anyway. If you're new here, how I review my whiskies on 3 factors. Would I buy it again? Do I think it's worth it? And would I recommend it? So the first one, would I buy it again? I wouldn't. There's more Tormore. Oh, stupid. There's more Tormore out there that, sorry, it was funny because it rhymed. There's more Tormore out there that I enjoy, that I prefer, or that I would like to explore. The Thompson Bros, I know it's 28-year-old, I know it's quite expensive, but there's more Tormore I'd want to explore over this. I feel it's a little imbalanced or something. I don't know if Tokaji Casks don't sit well with me, if there's something there, but yeah, there's something throwing me off, unfortunately. Do I think it's worth it? £64. I bought this on paper because I thought it was worth it. I thought 60.5% ABV, non-chill filtered, no added colour, and I was just trying to see if it's a single cask. Yeah, it is a single cask. Tokaji finish, which was something unusual, something a little different. So I thought, yeah, on paper this is worth it. The experience I've got, I would say it's not worth £64. And that might be a little bit harsh, but I'm just not enjoying it. And I actually messaged my kind of Tabes guys, the whiskey group, and asked them if any of them enjoyed it. And Ryan says he was enjoying it, so he could probably have the rest of this, because I just can't get on with it, and I'm gutted that I'm not getting on with it. And would I recommend it? Yeah, I mean, like I said, I try and always recommend whiskey because someone else might like it. My stupid opinions are probably always wrong, and whiskey's quite subjective. So, like I said, Ryan is enjoying it and I'm not, so he's maybe got a better palate than me. He's definitely got a better palate. So there you go. I would recommend it. You might like it, I don't. So it's 1 out of 3. So it's a whiskey bin, unfortunately, on this occasion. So I'm sorry to the guys that have put hard effort into this whiskey, but yeah, it's not for me. Thanks for watching. I've been Stuart, this has been Whisky Wins. I'll see you later.